Okay, so under the JC, no, is the House of Representatives Committee on Justice among the persons authorized to handle the audit of the confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd?
Gaya nga po ng sabi ko, i-requested po ito through a subpoena po.
Pakisagot lang ho ng tanong ko, no? Authorized ho ba sila to handle the audit? I'm referring to the audit itself, no? I'm not referring to the subpoena. Authorized ho ba si House of Representatives Committee on Justice to handle the audit of confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd under the JC?
Under the joint circular po, responsibility po ng ICFAO na mag-conduct ng post-audit ng liquidation documents ng confidential intelligence.
Okay, so
Your Honor,
ask and answer, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney Gapunan.
The admonition of this Honorable Presiding Officer, Your Honor, is to be patient, Your Honor.
Not
In line
admonition, request.
Your Honor, I have been patient, but in line with these continuing questions, first, bringing in the House of Representatives, being in this Senate, Your Honor, we are...
Counsel.
It's in response to, are we auditing? Your Honor, please, if they're making a point that this witness, that the COA witnesses here, Your Honor, are here to testify because they're scared of the budget for their agency, or they're scared of this congressman, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is already beyond cross-examining. While this Honorable Presiding Officer has given much leeway, Your Honor, let us confine ourselves to what is precisely the definition of cross-examination is. What was taken up during direct and what may be relevant. What may be relevant, Your Honor? This is beyond relevance, Your Honor.
Counsel,
this is already immaterial and irrelevant. If they want to show... If that is their strategy, if that is their defense, Your Honor, present a witness.
No, it's not an objection, Attorney Christine. I think it's more of a manifestation. But the presiding officer would ask you to move forward. I think the
Yes,
senator
Your Honor.
judges in the court see your point and
Yep.
where you're going at in
I
relation
will.
to this.
Yes.
You can move on to your next point. Counsel.
Actually, Your Honor, just a quick manifestation. The counsel is preempting my questions. I will not be asking questions on the budget, Your Honor. That's not the line of my the line or the questions that I will
That's not
ask,
the
Your
point.
Honor.
Your Honor.
Can I continue, Your Honor, please?
Kindly wind
Thank
up with
you.
this point, Attorney
Yes.
Christine.
Okay, so sa sinabi niyo ho, si COA ICFAO lamang ang may karapatan na mag-audit ng confidential funds of the OVP and the DepEd. Tama ho?
Based on the joint circular po, it is the responsibility of the ICFAO po.
Okay, so si House of Representatives Committee on Justice cannot review the decisions and actions
Excuse me.
taken by the COA.
Excuse me.
Asked and
I think
answered,
the ruling
Counsel.
of the
Only
presiding
COA
is to
ICFAO
go
can
to
do
another
it.
point.
This is another point,
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor.
the presiding officer has ruled.
Counsels, please. I would consider it asked and answered. Only COA ICFAO can, and it's quite obvious. We can even take judicial notice of that as part of the law that the House does not have any power nor jurisdiction, nor the Senate for that matter, to review the findings of an independent constitutional commission, which under the law she answered to, can only be appealed via petition for certiorari under 45, citing Rule 65 to the Supreme Court. Move on, Counsel.
Okay, I will take that as an answer, Your Honor.
Yes.
I was about to elaborate, but okay, I will take that as an answer.
The Court takes judicial notice and knowledge of that, Counsel. Per the Senate President, we shall convene session at 4 p.m. We will try to finish with this witness, the cross, redirect, recross if any, and the interventions of Senator judges. so that we can let Silene rest already and be done with her testimony within today, hopefully. Hopefully. So for the information of the Senator Judges, session will be called at 4 p.m.
Thank you.
Attorney Christine?
Your Honor, I'm done with the cross-examination.
Thank you, Attorney Christine. Attorney Lorna,
With the permission of this honorable court,
you may proceed when you're ready with your redirect, counsel. That we're ending at 4 o'clock does not give you permission to consume the time until 4 o'clock, Attorney Lorna, so that we still have time for the Senator Judges. Please proceed.
excuse me. I'll just remove my candy. Okay. Madam Witness, this morning, 4 hours ago, you were asked, Madam Witness, about the process, the routing process in your office. And this was done in connection with a question on the chain of custody, on the integrity of the process. Ang tanong sa'yo, naiwanan nga ng mga dokumentong ito relevant to this liquidation of confidential funds sa office of the COA ICFAO.
Opo, tama po.
Iniwanan ni Attorney Wamil.
Opo.
And then by virtue of a directive to you by the office, you took over national agencies, correct?
Yes po.
Among them, the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd.
Opo, tama
Correct.
po.
Now, when you took over this function of evaluating the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President at ang DepEd, yung mga dokumentong minana mo, ito ba ay certified documents lahat ng isang Davin Bakay?
Pwede pong pakiulit, paano pong certified meaning?
How are you able to ascertain na yung mga dokumentong iniwanan sa office ng ICFAO are the very same documents na tinurn over sa office ni Attorney Wamil?
Nung ibinigay po sa akin ito, chinek ko din po yung nilalaman nito based dun sa transmittal letters po. So, na-check ko po na kung ano yung na-audit po ni Mr. Wamil, ito rin po yung naibigay sa akin.
So, walang nadagdag na dokumento.
Wala po.
Walang binawasan na dokumento.
Wala po.
Wala kayong pinalitan, sinubstitute na dokumento.
Wala po.
In other words, the integrity, the completeness of all those documents left by Attorney Wamil with the office of the ICFAO remained complete.
Yes po, tama po.
Ano naman? Ibig sabihin ng routing. Kasi counsel here made mention of initials. Ano yung mga initials na yon?
Yung mga initials po na nasa baba, yung sa AOM po, kung sino po yung action officer, tas sino po yung mga nag-review na division chief, hanggang makadating po dun sa aming officer in charge. Kaya yun po yung mga nag-review dun sa AOM na yun.
In other words, Madam Witness, hindi lang ikaw ang nag-decide ng AOM, ng Notice of Suspension, at ng Notice of Disallowance. You are not the only person who decided.
Yes po, kasi dumadaan po ito sa review process from the action officer to the division chief to the officer in charge ng ICFAO po.
So, hindi mo lang professional judgment to.
Your Honor, please. The question is leading.
Your Honor, please.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it. I think that was already answered to by the witness earlier as well.
Yes po.
Okay. Ngayon, yung routing slip na yan, doon ba dumadaan ang mga dokumento?
Opo.
Okay. At sa mga taong minention mo, meron bang nakalagay dyan? Meron bang pwedeng idagdag? Sino ang first initial doon? Sino nga ba yung first initial doon?
Yung action officer po, yung RCW, si Roderick po.
Yung action officer ba yan? Pwedeng magdagdag, magbawas, mag-substitute ng mga dokumento other than yung sinubmit ng Office of the Vice President at ng DepEd by way of liquidation ng mga document ng confidential funds?
Hindi po.
Okay. So, yung susunod doon, yung action officer, sinong susunod doon?
Yung division chief po.
Okay. Yung revision chief na yan, pag binigay ang dokumento at yung evaluation mo at yung action officer, darating naman sa division chief, meron bang nangyayaring misteryo dyan sa mga dokumentong from you to the action officer to the reviewing
Your Honor,
chief?
please.
Meron bang dinadagdag, sinasubstitute,
Your Honor.
or pinapalitan dyan
Let her finish,
sa
Counsel.
mga documents na sinasubmit ng Office of the Vice President at ng DepEd?
Yes, Counsel for Respondent. What is your
Misleading, Your
objection?
Honor, may mga nangyayari bang misteryo dyan?
Kindly reform, Counsel. I think we all know where you're headed towards, Counsel. Kindly reform. You can get it from the witness.
Sa mga dokumentong sinubmit ng Vice President ang DepEd, after it leaves you and goes to the next person, the action officer, and then the reviewing officer, are there other documents that are allowed to be inserted there or substituted other than what was actually submitted by the Office of the Vice President at ng DepEd para sa liquidation ng confidential funds?
Yung mga dokumento lang po na yun, wala na pong nadadagdag, walang nababawas.
So, ang ini-imply sa question ng Defense Counsel sa chain of custody, hindi sila sigurado sa chain of custody.
Your Honor, please. Your Honor,
This
please.
is my redirect, Your Honor.
Kindly
She was the one who brought it up
Let
on
Attorney
cross.
Gapunan finish, Counsel.
This was brought up on cross, Your Honor, implying, and I'm asking a redirect, based on, they were the ones that brought out, who are these people here?
Proceed to your question, Attorney Gapunan.
Okay. Masasabi mo ba na itong chain of custody may interruption ng dokumento? Meron bang substitution? Meron bang alteration? Itong dokumento na sinubmit ng Vice President at ang DepEd.
Hindi po, kasi yung opisina rin po namin is kami lang po yung nandun and may nakabantay po rito na security guard 24 hours. And yung document po na ito, nakalagay po ito sa cabinet na nakalock.
So this COA ICFAO, ang nakakaalam lang ng mga confidential documents ay COA ICFAO. Merong mga ibang divisions ang COA?
Nasa loob po kasi kami ng Office of the Chairperson, pero yung sa amin is nakatago po yung mga dokumento namin.
Okay. Now, Madam Witness, you were presented with several activities at sabi ng Counsel for Respondent, i-enumerate niya. Itong specifically protective intelligence operation and places of engagement. Tinanong sa iyo, pag ba ang mga security guards ng presidente na-inspect daw ang routes prior to departure and arrival of the President, of the Vice President, for possible threats, for criminal groups. Yung mga security guards ng Vice President, ini-inspect yung rota. Dadaan dito ang Vice President, Office of the Vice President or DepEd. Dadaan dito. Tignan nga natin kung may komunista dito. Tignan nga natin kung may NPA dito. Tignan nga natin kung may terorista dito. Yan ba ay
Your Honor,
parte?
please. Your
I
Honor.
haven't finished.
Let her finish,
Is
Counsel.
that part of confidential activity or confidential funds?
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Counsel for
The
Respondent.
good counsel is adding facts to the question. Can she not cite the exact wordings, Your Honor?
Your Honor, please. This is redirect. You open the door,
She can
counsel.
refer to the record, Your Honor.
Counsel, you opened the door. You said, in fact, you asked her, is this part of the, Your Honor, please. Is this part of the
Counsel for
regular...
respondent, please, you read parts of the PIO, what do you call it,
PIOR,
Celine?
Your Honor.
PIOR,
But Your Honor, please, she can just refer to the records.
which
So that
includes
nothing will be
NPA,
added.
terrorist groups, and in fact mentions the word criminalities, which I'm not so
Yeah.
sure about, but criminalities, correct? Celine,
Yes.
correct?
Opo,
She
nabanggit.
said that, Your
So the
Honor.
question is, you mentioned earlier that these are part of confidential functions, not regular functions of the OVP, correct?
That was the question of counsel for respondent.
Exactly. She
I don't
responded to that
understand, Your
answer.
Honor.
Now, what is your question, Attorney
My
Cordero?
question here is, okay, itong Office of the Vice President, na-confirm mo na may confidential funds.
Opo, meron po.
Okay. But in the Commission on Audit, outside COA ICFAO, are you aware that the Office of the Vice President has funds outside the confidential funds, her confidential funds?
Nasa part na po yun ng regular audit. Ang sa ICFAO lang po is yung sa confidential funds lang.
So, you're saying that the Vice President, OVP, the DepEd Secretary, has funds.
Your Honor,
other than-
please.
I
Already
haven't
answered,
finished.
Counsel?
She answered.
Misleading, Your Honor. She didn't say that they have funds. She said she has no knowledge because that is
No,
not the
Your
scope of her audit.
She said, Your Honor,
She said that it's not
there
the
are
subject-
there are funds subject of regular audit. Regular funds
Yes po, may
of the
regular
Vice
funds.
President herself.
Opo,
And this is subject, Madam Witness, to regular audit.
yes po.
And being subject to regular audit, it is not part of the COA ICFAO confidential funds audit, correct?
Yes po,
Okay.
tama po.